welcome to Allianz Stadium for this Wednesday night clash between the Roosters and the Raiders, which, if everyone has been paying attention through the week, could have some implications for making a certain side making the top 8. Joined with me tonight in the box is Josh Pretlove. How are we doing tonight, Josh?
Yeah, look, doing pretty well there, AMAC. Keen for this clash here between these sides. We've come off last couple of weeks where both sides have been playing some good footy. Roosters starting to hit the form there, and the Raiders as well, playing some good footy. So they're definitely in the box seat for a shake-up of the SRL ladder.
Yep, I think this has been the closest season we've had since the beginning of the SRL at the moment. From 5th position at 12 points, spreads all the way down to 13th position with 10 points. So lots of people like to say that by this part of the season, most of the top 8 is already sorted. That is definitely not the position just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams, actually all the teams kind of from 6 to 13, as you mentioned, have been on a run of football. Some teams have been dropping games they probably shouldn't have. So, definitely made a shake-up here, especially with the Panthers yesterday getting that win over the Storm as well. Definitely interesting end of the season here coming.
And the Roosters tonight, Allianz Stadium, have first touch of the ball, and haven't this team resurged themselves and really started feeding back for some of their fans as they get to the 5th tackle option just on the other side of their 40. Kicking it deep as they can go, Jasper Goodwin there gets to the 30, and Riley Flynn is pushed back. So a solid start there for the Roosters, and a good return set here starting by the Raiders.
Yeah, definitely. The Roosters here definitely looking to have a good start to the set there like they did there, and the Raiders looking to return that as well.
As we get the ball spread wide out to Caval, gets at least almost to the 30, 4th tackle. Good field position here so far for the Raiders. Coming back over, inside ball to Prakash. Prakash gets over the 30, doesn't quite get to the 20. So first 2 sets are done. Pending this kick return, of course, from Ethan Goodwin, who can't get around some strong Raiders defence. And from the looks of things so far, we are in for one hell of an arm wrestle tonight, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. This is kind of the football I'd expect from both sides here, especially considering their position in the ladder. Nice, tough game is definitely what I think we're in for today.
Now, casting my eye down these 2 team lists, I'm not seeing a lot of changes up against these boys. Both teams started some rookies last week, and both rookies had some really good games off the bench. So we'll be looking forward to seeing how those boys continue. As the Roosters struggling to leave their half, again playing it on the 30, and now Demando's going to have a chance to bust up the middle, and he cannot, and he is planted there 45 metres out. So, Josh, looking at these 2 teams, where do you think the big matchups are going to be tonight?
Yeah, look, with the matchups here, I definitely have to say that Battle of the Nines would probably be something quite impactful. They're probably going to be the 2 big men here. So you got Evans for the Raiders, and I believe it's Blair Curtin still for the Roosters. But I'd also have to say the Battle of the Fullbacks would be pretty important. Cody Mansour in for the Roosters there, and then Riley Flynn for the Raiders. So probably the 1s and 9s is going to be the most important today.
And this being our first round of our first game of Wednesday, we've also still got some Muzz betters hoping out for some payouts. So watch out later on for some 17s. Watch out later on for the final score. We'll see what happens, and if you're lucky and you're holding on, you've only got 2 games left to wait. As the Roosters get over their 40, 3rd tackle, coming down the blind side. Goodwin busting up 45 metres out. Excellent prop, making excellent metres. Going wide, McQueen out to Goodwin. Goodwin tries to punch through the line, makes some good post-contact metres, and only just gets shy of the 30 there. Much better set there from the Roosters, and hopefully their defence can hold up. And it does. Demando forced to play it there on the 20. And we're 8 minutes in and we still haven't had any points yet.
Yeah, both sides seems to be kind of settling into how this kind of magnitude of game is expected to be. But for those Muzz betting at home, the 17s you're looking out for today is Beck Goodwin from the Roosters and Arlo Rutherford in his second game for the Raiders. So definitely there is a chance for these players to score, as always. But yeah, as we see now, the Raiders, they're kind of just gotten over halfway with one tackle left and they've thrown it away.
Ooh. And this is probably going to give the Roosters probably their best chance so far of the night, as Weston already proves us right there. Punches all the way up, just shy of the 20, first tackle. Playing it back down the blind side, McQueen, good ball out to Johnson. The captain breaks one, gets over the 10. Good post-contact meters, 5 meters out. Second tackle, spreading it wide. Short ball to Goodwin, and Goodwin is leveled. Oh, you don't see that very often. Wilson pushing up on his back. Strong Raiders line defense. And the Raiders, as young a team they are, they've been defined by their goal defense this season so far, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. I've had the pleasure of sitting in the box for a couple of the Raiders games and just being able to watch. And you're absolutely right. Their line defense has been a great trait for them as Holmes comes up with the ball but gets put on his back.
There we go. Case in point. As we say, scoring points is important in the SRL. That's how you win a game. But if you can stop the other team from scoring theirs, then that goes a long way to helping. As the Raiders, deep in their own half, trying to fight their way out. Second tackle, Dusty getting over the 20. Coming back wide, Herban out to Prakash. Prakash bumps off one. Mansour, though, stops him, gets over 45. Third tackle, good set so far from the Raiders. Coming back wide again, Berkeley, Flynn, Morrison, steps around one. Morrison moved to the wing, started the season second row. Didn't do too badly there, but with Dusty coming in and him being forced over to the wing, he has been doing fairly well there for the Raiders. Fifth tackle option, Berkeley kicks it. Goodwin brings it back, but he can only get to the 10. 13 minutes in. Looking at the benches, who do you think has a stronger bench tonight, Josh?
I'm just going to take a quick look at the team list here. So, the benches. I mean, look, we've got some fire in the Roosters bench. I mean, obviously I believe we both actually commentated Causley Carrigan's debut a few weeks ago. He was pretty electric for the Roosters. Also having Ben Punch coming off the bench is also a solid sign for them. As we kind of look towards the Raiders bench, you've got Preston Beat, Liam Schrodinger, and Jason Lomu, as well as Arlo Rutherford. So, again, a pretty stacked bench as well, with the only kind of, I'm going to say, chink in the armor being the two young players for both teams. So I'd have to say it's a pretty evenly matched bench, but I'd have to be leaning more towards the Raiders.
As Bolt gets his way up to the 30, second tackle, shaping up to come wide again. Flynn almost dances through, but some desperate defense keeps him planted there on the 20, and the held tackle. Did they go for the 2? They do. They know points are coming hard, and they're coming desperate, and so Berkeley puts his hands up, and we're about to have first point of the game.
Yeah, I think 15 minutes in, I think it's a little bit early to go towards penalty goal territory, but I guess we'll find out in about 65 minutes if it was too early.
Oh, I know exactly how you feel watching. As my team played last night, our first points were 2 penalty goals, and you can imagine exactly how some of these captains feel when they look at the opposition and they go, you know what, they're strong, I'm just going to take the 2 and be safe there. That's Goodwin. Works to shape up for just over 4 minutes left until we have some bench come on. It's been next to no stoppages so far this game, so some of that fitness out there might be kicking in for some of those tired forwards. Down the blind side, Herban off to Demando. Demando has been kept quiet so far with the few touches he's had. Roosters defence holding strong. coming wide. Urban to Evans. There's the number 9 you were talking about, Josh. Tries his hardest to get there, but he's pushed back to the 30. Again, back on the inside to Prakash. Excellent run there from Prakash and an offload. Evans is off and gets as far as the 30. Really, really good movement here from the Raiders so far, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. The Raiders are definitely charging downfield. They're just outside of the red zone here on last tackle, so a bit too far for any type of kick, I guess, with knocking the ball on last tackle.
Another bobble there. Yep, that fatigue definitely popping in now as the Roosters almost cough up another silly one. And a couple of line balls here as they work their way up the field. Johnson, excellent run there from the captain again. Gets to the 30, second tackle. 18 minutes in, going wide. McQueen off to Goodwin, off to Mansour. Pope dances through. And he's over. That was way too easy there for the Roosters.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like the Raiders, having the really good defense they were having, starting to tire through their middle and obviously leaving that gap there for the Pope to get through. But yeah, I mean, look, we're approaching that 20-minute mark, so we should have some fresh forwards coming on and making this one a bit interesting.
And already you're seen to be a bit of a prophet, a bit of a foresight seer. The 9 busting up the field earlier, and the 1 working his way over the try line there. So just a bit of a shanked kick there. The difference in points is 2 at the moment. That might prove costly later in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Not the usual goal kicker we were expecting to see. The game sheets had Lightning McQueen listed down as goal kicker, but I guess a last minute change for the Roosters saw Jasper Goodwin taking the reins for the first half.
And 19 minutes in, the Raiders in their lovely pink jerseys decide to kick off down, and Brad Goodwin returns the ball. 20 meters up, first tackle. 30 seconds until we see some Roosters props come on and leave. Kerrigan bumps off one, works his way up over the 30. Kerrigan, excellent lock so far for the Roosters, especially after Harris traded off over to Manly. Third tackle, 40 meters up. There we go. The Roosters are off and the Roosters are back on. McQueen getting over. Shaping up. First bench player grabbing the ball. Nope, just running a short little line as Mellett takes it up to the 40. So solid set after points. Depending on this kick, of course. I need to stop saying that before the kick gets off because Morrison has a habit of dancing up the field if he is not careful there.
Yeah, absolutely. As we now see Preston Bates running onto the field for the Raiders. Definitely some much needed forward pack injection there. But yeah, the Roosters have been playing some good football. It's Strodinger now. First touch of the ball and he's already made a 20-meter break.
Third tackle, almost getting to the 30. 21 minutes in, score is still 4-2. Berkeley. Ooh, good ball out to Ollie Allen, but he is met with a wall of Roosters jerseys. Schrodinger, another good run. Gets at least to the 20, gets his team in a position to at least attempt to put a kick in, and that's what it looks like they're shaping up to do. Berkeley off to Herban. Herban, he puts it high, but he does not put it deep, and Riley Holmes grabs it and almost gets around those attackers. So those fifth tackle options, it looks like they might be a problem so far for the Raiders tonight, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen a couple of short last tackle options. So it's definitely good to see them go for the long punt or even the long bomb to get them kind of into a better position to start their defensive set. Because we're now 3 tackles in and the Roosters have called past halfway now.
Fourth tackle, Roosters finding it hard to fight out of their half. At least the trick play works, but the Mansour, the Pope, he's brought down 30 metres out. The Roosters slowly winning this arm wrestle as Jasper Goodwin puts it down. Good take there from Demando, and he is oh so close to that line and somehow stays in. Good hustle there from the Raiders. As Richards, Dusty, offloads, gets over the 40, loses about 5 or 10 metres there. Slow tackle, slow ball. Prakash, Schrodinger bumps off one and runs straight into the bloke next to him. But great stuff there from the young white headgear. Berkeley, Prakash, pushing forward. Raiders finding it tricky, not making the meters they used to. Evans, Jamison shuffle, gets around, gets over the 40, 39 meters gained, fifth tackle option. Where do they boot it? And they boot it down to Ethan Goodwin. I don't know if that's the right move, except that right-hand defense there has been absolutely phenomenal for the Raiders, except for that one dodgy point. And there goes down another Rooster.
Yeah, better kick from them there on last tackle. Obviously, they kicked it in between the 10 and the 20. And now we're looking 4 tackles down, 35 meters out from the Roosters line. So a much better set. Oh, they go for early 40-20.
Demando wisely deciding not to touch that. Too risky with Ethan Goodwin coming up behind, maybe shepherding him in to touch. He lets it go out, and the Raiders are going to start their set in some solid field position here, Josh.
Yeah, definitely good heads-up football from Demando. I've definitely seen some young wingers and even experienced wingers take the bait and get driven right over the touchline. So good play from him there to leave it. Oh, not a good play there.
It looked like the player reached his hands out to grab the ball and then decided not to take it, and it's just gone over. So a bit of a brain fart there from the Raiders, and all the pressure has just been let off the Roosters.
Definitely. I mean, look, this is the SRL. Strange things do happen, and lots of turnovers do tend to happen in the rain. So, yeah, not sure what to make of that.
And Johnson making another line break. 3 line breaks with 3 runs. He is having a great night tonight. Second tackle just shy of the 10. Going wide, Tierney out to Goodwin, out to Carrigan. Causa, the youngster, gets his way 3 meters out. Third tackle. Back over, Goodwin. Good pull to Tierney, but Tierney is muscled back. Fourth tackle, just shy of the 30-minute. Curtin, Goodwin. Mansour dances around one, and Mansour, he's over for his second in almost the exact same position as his first.
Wow, I blinked there and I did miss that try, but geez, 2 tries in quick succession from Cody Mansour. The Roosters had really worked hard to get to where they are now, to obviously get those 2 tries on the board. So it looks like it's working out for them here.
And again, for those few of the audience who haven't quite been up to date with your ladder, the Roosters, they're currently sitting in 14th, equal points with the Cowboys down the bottom there. So a win tonight will see them clear of the bottom and set themselves up for a really strong showing in their battle against the Cowboys next week.
Yeah, look, that was a bit unnecessary, Mac. Didn't need to call us out like that. But no, you're absolutely right. Roosters are putting themselves in some great position there to get some points later on in the season, making next week's battle a little bit interesting. If it does become a loss for the Roosters, we'll be looking at a spoon bowl next week.
Oh, I don't know about a spoon bowl. What's been really interesting is how those teams on the bottom, specifically the bottom 4, 5, or 6 teams, have really been firing. I remember going back to season 2, season 3, season 4, where some of those teams on the bottom were lucky to get 2 points. So season 9, this has been an excellent season all across the board, and I think we're all going to be watching that game diligently as we get 35 metres out, back on the inside to the Pope, and he gets up through the line again, but Flynn stops him. 42 metres, fourth tackle. Probably not going to get to a kick and an attacking kick. Not quite sure what happened there, but the refs decided to keep it going, and the Raiders somehow turn something into, well, I don't want to say a dog's breakfast, but it's getting pretty close to that sort of thing there.
Yeah, definitely. Approaching kind of that unfamiliar territory that we'd want to really go to, as that's a very flat ball from the Roosters. We've got a couple of minutes till half time, so the best thing the Raiders can do here is to hold on. So best thing would be to score a try, but it'd be a very good thing for them to hold on, give them some confidence into the break.
As a very, very short ball to Kerrigan. Third tackle. 18 minutes out. Raiders doing well so far. Interesting ball out there to Weston. Weston is pushed back, however. Fourth tackle, 5 meters out. 2 tackles left in the set. O'Driscoll out to Curtin. Long ball out to Tierney, and somehow he's dragged back by the scruff of the neck by some desperate defense there. That was good to see. And he's taking a long time to get up, Tierney. Back to McQueen. McQueen puts it high in the air over the Demando. Demando takes it with ease, and as you said, the Raiders have done well to keep the Roosters out there.
Definitely. I mean, they get a 7 tackle set starting on their 20. So, yeah, we've definitely got a bit here we can have a look of. They've got 7 minutes till half time. It's plenty of time to score a try, especially if that man can make another break like that.
Yeah, Riley Flynn, wonderful. Definitely in the running for fullback of the comp in his first rookie fullback year. Unfortunately, he's been kept fairly quiet tonight. The Roosters, they've done their homework, and Flynn, there he is again, trying desperately to put the Raiders on his back. Can only get to the 50. As Morrison, working his way up the sideline, gets to the 30. Mansour has to force him, stop him. Can they do something with no fullback at home? Beats. Takes a settler, gets to the 20, and at least improves it so they can get off an attacking kick. Oh, no, again, that fifth tackle option, it was almost on, and the Raiders, they just fumbled it.
Yeah, definitely. They made good field position. They ended up on the 20, and it just fell apart at the end for them again. Yeah, they're definitely going to want to tidy that up, especially if they do make the run into finals. There are teams in the comp like the Storm, the Knights, that'll punish you for making those mistakes. So this is definitely something that they're going to want to work on, mainly for this game, but for the future as well.
Yep, and I imagine that's exactly what Captain Wally Allen's going to be saying when they get into the dressing room sheds. What do you think Chad Johnson's going to say to his team when they get to the sheds there? Only smashed by Schrodinger there. So what's Chad Johnson's advice going to be, you think?
Look, firstly, he's probably going to get Tierney a bit of ice for his shoulders there. He just copped a big hit. But no, look, I'd imagine that Chad would be pretty happy with his team. Obviously, they started off playing the game the hard way, going set to set. But they've obviously come over the top of him here, leading 10-2 into the break. So I'd imagine he just wants his team to keep the level head, keep doing what they're doing. They're making their tackles, doing their job. So I'd imagine that that's the message you'd want to go with. Make sure you're doing your job, and keep applying the pressure they're applying.
As the Raiders, they forego their 40-20 attempt to just run the ball up, which is probably a wise move, considering they don't want to accidentally leak any more points. As Weston tries to get around and does not, buried there 25 metres into their half. Probably going to be the last set that the Roosters have this half. The Raiders probably going to end up with the last set. Second tackle just shy of the 40. Going back wide, long ball out to Kerrigan. Kerrigan at least gets 45 metres, a good 5 metres post-contact there. Third tackle. Gets up very slowly. Curtin down the blind side. Goodwin just takes the ball, gets up over the 50, 45 metres out, fourth tackle. Shaping up to come back. Long ball is taken off by Schrodinger, and he had one hell of an impact off the bench. Gets to the 30, and the Raiders, they want one before they can get back into the dressing rooms there, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. As we see, I believe it's Prakash come back onto the field potentially. It's a bit of a distance here to see. But yeah, look, they've got probably another tackle up their sleeve. Oh no, Jordan Lewis, by the way, not Lachlan Prakash, Lennox Prakash, sorry. But yeah, look, they've got one more tackle coming up.
As Dusty's pushing, he almost gets there.
Hey SRL fans, want to support the league further? Join the Simulation Rugby League Patreon. Get exclusive access to additional content, early access to league releases and supporter-only giveaways and upgrades. Whatever you're looking for, we have something for every fan. When you become a Patreon, you're more than just a spectator. You're a crucial part of our team. Your support helps us keep delivering the high-quality matches and content that you love, and it ensures that we can keep the SRL experience growing for fans of all ages. It's super simple. Head to our Patreon page, pick the tier that's right for you, and you're in. Every bit of support helps us grow and makes the SRL an even better place for everyone. Now, back to the game.
And welcome back to the second half of this enterprising match here at Allianz Stadium. As you can see from the scoreboard at the moment, the Sydney Roosters are leading the Canberra Raiders 10 points to 2. Josh, looking back at that first half, what do you think the highlights of that are?
Look, I'd have to say the highlights is Cody Mansour. He's been a great player. Sorry for those technical difficulties. Cody Mansour, he's been playing really well. He's obviously got the double there, scored the 2 tries, multiple line breaks. So I'd have to say he's been probably the highlight of the match so far. We've seen quite a few big hits, but we've also got our bench forwards coming onto the field. So Ben Punch and Beck Goodwin for the Roosters, and Arlo Rutherford and Jason Lomu for the Raiders. So who knows? They might be our highlights for this half.
And they're definitely going to be looking to be highlights for those of you who have pledged yourself to Muzbet 3. So good luck out there and Muzbet responsibly. As the Raiders, with tackle 30 metres, punts it all the way down to Goodwin. And Goodwin can't get too much further and pushed back. So a good first set there from the Raiders.
Definitely good to see the Raiders there. They've come switched on. Obviously, first set they got down to the 10-metre line off the kick. So, yeah, I mean, if they can keep this up, they should score.
Yep. Their defence was, phenomenal, except for those 2 leaked tries there from the Pope. And if, as you said, if they can keep that up, then they just need to get themselves into some attacking positions. Fourth tackle, 40 metres out. They forego the kick. McQueen decides to just run it, which probably isn't a bad move. Fifth tackle, right there on the halfway point. And Curtin boots it down. Good, strong return for Morrison. He gets around one, can't get around another, but he starts his team there, 30 metres out. First tackle, coming wide. Wally Allen, captain, pushes up, offloads. Good ball to Rutherford, 17. There's one of the men, 40 metres out. Second tackle. Coming wide again. Lomu grabs the ball and runs straight at the defenders and can't get much further than that. Third tackle, back down the blind side. Berkeley, Blinn, Morrison again. Again, tries hard. Can't really get too much further though. The Roosters, their defence is on point tonight. Berkeley tries to get through. Can't do it again. That defence there from the Roosters, I'd almost say that this has been the best defensive effort from the Roosters all season.
Yeah, absolutely. Have to agree. Both teams coming out of the second half break. Roosters as well coming out defensively strong. Raiders continuing their defensive steelness, I guess you'd say. So yeah, both teams are definitely getting back into the groove after the halftime break.
As Weston carries it over the 30, third tackle, 45 minutes in. Johnson down the sideline, Holmes. Good breaking run there, gets over the halfway, fourth tackle. Needs another line break to get within kicking metre distance. Weston, line ball to Johnson, and he does. He gets through, he's over the 30, lovely offload to McQueen. McQueen gets to the 20, but that means he won't be there for the kick, and they will have to pass it off to Kerrigan, who kicks it. Lovely kick from Kerrigan, but unfortunately the chasers weren't there, and the Raiders, I think, have dodged a bullet just there.
Yeah, definitely. Those little grubber kicks are definitely a dangerous style of kick. I've definitely been caught out on a few of those kicks in the second row position. So yeah, Roosters definitely lucky. Raiders definitely lucky that nothing really came of that.
Beats pushed backward. Rutherford picking up the ball there, and Lewis, ex-captain, works his way up over the 40. Third tackle. Earlier in the season, you may have forgotten, it was a couple of weeks back. Lewis put a little PMC out there saying that he is open to negotiating when the period ends. So everyone will be looking very, very handily at where that man might find himself. As Goodwin works his way up the field, wrong foots Flynn, and he is off. This would be disastrous if he can get over. He go over the 20, over the 10. Flynn, he gets him. He's put him down on the 10, but that first tackle there, do they keep going blind? No, they bring it back wide. Weston pushing forward, 5 metres out, having to play the ball. Gets up slowly, back across. Kerrigan trying to manhandle his way over. 2 metres out, third tackle. Almost 50 minutes past. Going across. A looping ball. Somehow they keep Wilson out. Fourth tackle. Can they keep holding him out? Going across McQueen. Lovely ball to Driscoll. Oh, not a lovely ball at all. Forward. Another let off there for the Raiders.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just showing that the defense is hanging on strong enough. Obviously, that one there was an unforced error from the Roosters to throw the forward pass, but great defense from the Raiders to keep him out on multiple attempts.
Berkeley across to Herban. Herban, he's had a couple of touches tonight. Not a lot of impact. It's mostly been Berkeley who's been doing a lot of the ball playing. Lomu down the sideline. Demando almost shimmies around there, but forced to play it 45 metres out. Fourth tackle. Lomu again trying his hardest to get through, but he only gets to the 50. And the Raiders, they get halfway up the field, but that won't be enough, and they need to start scoring if they want to get back into this game, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. Raiders are definitely going to be the one that want to score next. Obviously, get that momentum heading into the back end of the game. But at the moment, it seems that all the momentum is just up in the air. The Roosters are kind of marching upfield a bit. The Raiders are marching back upfield. So we're just into that kind of grey area.
And Wilson, excellent run. These forwards from the Roosters tonight, they have absolutely been nailing it. As Curtin off to Goodwin, bumps off one, can't get around another, almost gets to the 30, fourth tackle. Gets up very slowly, going off, punch, tries to keep going, punch off the bench. That's a luxury a lot of teams wish they had. Fifth tackle, bringing it back across to McQueen. McQueen puts it high, doesn't put it deep, but it's deep enough. O'Driscoll grabs it, and the Raiders now will be fighting 15 metres out of their line. If I was Wally Allen, Josh, what do you think I'd be telling my team now to try to get back on the offensive?
Yeah, look, I'd be probably telling them to keep up the carries because they've had some good contact and good carries. But I'd be looking to the kickers, and I'd be potentially trying to get them to go for the 40-20 because they're just not making enough meters up the field through their runs. They're relying on just the one or two off plays. So I'd probably about now I'd be taking that 40-20 attempt, which they're shaping up to do.
And that's a massive kick.
Not quite.
Oh, that almost paid off. And the Pope, he's off. It's a foot race now. 40, 50, 40, 30, 20. Flynn gets him. But that was about 90 metres there from almost the dead ball line all the way to the 20. And the Roosters are applying the blowtorch, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, it was very well done there from Flynn to make the tackle because he did have O'Driscoll and Beck Goodwin on his outside. He could have got the offload too, and there would have been nothing the Raiders could have done there. So now they're just relying on their defence to keep him out for another 3 tackles, and they'll get their opportunity back again. But that's definitely what I think they need to do more of. That kick there had the right idea, right length, but just not enough on the angle there.
Wilson playing it there. Fifth tackle, 12 metres out. Where do the Roosters go? Passing back to Weston. Weston kicks it. It's smashed.
Bit of karma there for the rugby league gods. Kicked it into his own player, accidentally offside, wasn't called for it, and got absolutely smashed for it.
And referee Mike Borson back there just laughing and laughing and laughing as Beats works his way 35 metres up. Second tackle. This is where it needs to happen, Raiders. Going wide. Urban, long ball out to Lewis. Lewis takes it, met with a wall. 40 metres, third tackle. Coming back across Lomu. Lovely offload to Prakash, and Prakash somehow reels that in and makes his way up over the 50, fourth tackle. Blindside play. No, trick play. Flynn can't do it. The Roosters read it, and they read it well. Fourth tackle, fifth tackle, 40 metres out. Herban. Goodwin. Is this again? Nope. They stop Goodwin and they save another 70-metre run there.
Yeah, definitely. Roosters are just kind of powering out of their own end, and they're not quite making the Raiders pay for it yet. But look, having back-to-back steps in your red zone, it's definitely going to make you fatigued. Where coming up to the 60 minutes, 60 minutes, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, is when we'll see another prop rotation. I could be wrong. But yeah, look, we're kind of getting into that fatigue kind of zone, I guess. It's when most of your players, especially your middles, are going to be feeling it a little bit.
Especially when you've got a game like this where there's been next to no stoppages and no points scored yet in this second half. Morrison stops on a dime, turns around and works his way at least 18 metres out. First tackle. Raiders are going to be the first to benefit from that prop rotation, and Flynn is off. 50 and he is off, and there is no one stopping him, and the Raiders are going to score their first try of the match.
There we go. They're back into this one here. We're now a 4-point ball game with a kick to come. So, yeah, I mean, look, this is definitely what they wanted to kind of close the gap. We've got just under 20 minutes left to play, so more than enough time to potentially see another try on the board. This starting to shape up as this penalty goal might have been a good idea, but we'll see. We've still got time.
Yep, well, you know what they like to say about hindsight, and it is something that we just can't say on air. As Berkeley slots that one across, 61 minutes in, less than 20 minutes left to go, and both prop rotations have been made. The Roosters probably hoping for a little bit of magic, just like what we saw with Flynn. 17, Bet Goodwin kicking it off. A couple of people probably hoping that they do more than just that with the ball, as they boot it and they boot it deep. Rutherford returns it. Risky ball out to Evans, but Evans takes it nicely, works his way up over the 20. First tackle. Lewis hits the line, pushes forward. Great post-contact meters, 32 meters. Paval, again, another one-off hit, up over the 40, 44, 45 meters up. Third tackle. Roosters attack. Raiders attack invigorated. Flynn tries to get around one. At least they're over the halfway. Fourth tackle, just shy of the 40. Coming back across. Berkeley. Lovely ball to Wally Allen. Can't get around. Oh! No, he pushes the pass. And unfortunately, the Raiders have shot themselves in the foot there again.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the offload game is lethal when it comes off, but it just seems to not be working for them this week. As Mansfield now makes a good break past one, but he can't get through that second phase. And
third tackle down the blind side. McQueen, punch. Don't know what Punch is doing over there, pretending he's a winger, but he at least gets to the 30. Fourth tackle. Playing the ball very slowly as Kerrigan tries to get up over the 30. Probably not far enough for an attacking kick, but if the Raiders can't get out of their half here, this is going to prove very difficult for them to get back in their game. That Roosters defence punishing. Morrison playing it there, 15 metres out. Lovely ball to Berkeley, back there, forced on his 20. About to have our final lock rotations, and the Raiders, they need something, and they need something quick, because if they can't spark something soon, they might find themselves well behind very shortly, Josh.
yeah, definitely. I mean, 4 tackles in, we haven't crossed the 40 yet. It's definitely not a good sign. I mean, this 40-20 kick might come out. It looks to be a long punt again. But, yeah, I mean, the Roosters are doing well to keep him out. Yeah, I mean, it's only 2 points, so it's something that they can definitely work back. But, yeah, not being able to get down the end of the field they need to get to, it's some worrying signs for Raiders fans.
And as we mentioned, that was a really good kick return there, a kick return defence there, I should say, from the Raiders. And it's third tackle, 30 metres out from the Roosters line. Ensor throws it back deep into the pocket. Goodwin can at least get to the 30, fourth tackle. Is it time for kick? No, they're going to run it. Long ball out to Goodwin, and Goodwin at least gets to the 45. But that 40-20 kick, it looks, has given the Raiders some very, very tasty field position there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, returning it from your 20, Morrison now, he's carried an extra 20 metres almost. So, great kick return. There's some good position here. Hopefully they can capitalise on it.
Rutherford with a 40, second tackle. Coming across. Long ball, risky ball, 2 risky balls, 3 risky balls. And Oh, too risky. Demando is over the line. That is the ball playing you want to see, but that was a 1%er that just did not work for the Raiders.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, going over the touchline like that is something that's not going to be very handy.
As we're about to hit 12 minutes left in this match, and the deficit is only 2 points, so it's still anyone's game. First tackle on the 50. Back in the pocket for Western, he winds up and he gets 2 metres past the advantage point. Down the blind side, oh! The SRL gods giveth and the SRL gods taketh, and they have just giveth to the Raiders.
Yeah, great field position here from them.
Berkeley. Blaine gets around one. Can't get around another. Blaine has been kept quiet tonight, but his defence has talked instead. Morrison, Rutherford, Caval, offload. Evans almost gets there. 5 metres out, third tackle, 3 tackles to go. Lomu on his back. Still not over the line though. Fourth tackle, where do they go? Looks like they're shaping up. Over the blind side, Wally Allen almost barges over, pushed back. Roosters desperate in defence here. They know they can't let the Raiders across. Back to Herban. Herban high in the air. Over the sticks. Berkeley is on his back, and the Raiders survive another one. The Roosters, I should say, survive another one.
Yeah, great attempt from them here. Sorry about that. A bit of an issue with the microphone here. But yeah, great attempt from the Raiders to get obviously in that attacking zone. Time's dwindling quickly. We've got 9 minutes left. The Roosters with the advantage here, obviously being 2 points up. So yeah, strap yourselves in. 2 points is not a big deficit to be chasing or to be defending.
Oh, that was not what the Raiders wanted. Mansour threw the ball back and it bounced off a Raiders' hand, and they have a 7-tackle set for 35 metres out. Goodwin gets to the 25, first tackle. 8 minutes left to go. Ohms across to Mellett, across to Goodwin. Goodwin pushing forward, nothing fancy, trying to get their team in position. Down the blind side, punch, pushing, 10 metres out, third tackle. Do they keep going the blind? No, they come across. McQueen back on the inside to Goodwin. Almost gets there. 5 metres out. Fourth tackle. Really loopy short ball to Western, and it's read well. Pushed back. Fifth tackle. The Raiders. Can they do it again? Can they keep them out? Or will this seize the game? McQueen high. Where's Mansour? Not there. Demando grabs it and somehow stays in the field of play. And the Raiders are somehow still in this game.
Absolutely. The Roosters, they came knocking, and they came knocking quick and fast. But yeah, the Raiders, again, they've been repelling them all game and showing some amazing line defense. So they're going to need some bit of a miracle here to get into a decent position as their fourth tackle now.
Berkeley to Rutherford. Richards. Lomu gets across to the 25. They made 13 metres. That Roosters defence punishing. Berkeley kicks it from his 20-metre line. It gets to the halfway point, and Mansour is smashed. Oh, now both teams, this has been a grueling game. Oh,
not sure I agree with that.
No, and if I was Wally Allen, oh, that's another close one. No, if I was Wally Allen, I'd be bringing that up at the review at the end of the game, just in case, but just shows you the intensity of this game and how fatiguing these players must be. As McQueen out to Mansour. Mansour met hastily there. Only 34 metres gained. Fifth tackle. We're in our final 5 minutes.
Long time in tackle there.
Oh, and the Roosters, they shank their fifth tackle option. Is this what the Raiders need? And they take their ball. They're up over the 20. Less than 4 minutes to go. They need to score, and they need to score, you would think, on this set, or at least get down the other field and keep the Roosters down there, because the time, it is a ticking. Rutherford to Lomu. Lomu gets over the 40. They've only got their third tackle. Bolt out to Herben. Herben passes back to Kaval. Kaval gets over the 50. Fourth tackle. 3 minutes left to go. Long ball out to Herben. Long ball out to Berkeley. Weird ball out to Flynn. Flynn gets around one. Back on the inside. Shut the gate. Flynn might have just won the game for the Raiders.
Flynn's just turned this game around here. They were 2 points down. They're now 2 points up. And they're going to have an opportunity to make it 14 points to 10. And by the time this kick's done, we'll probably have just over 2 minutes to go.
Now, again, for those of you Muzz betting at home, I can understand your disappointment. You wanted some 17s to score, but this game has been an absolute firecracker, and you can't be disappointed in that. As Berkeley makes it a 4-point game, and the Raiders are in front for the first time. The Roosters behind for the first time, with just over 2 minutes left. What do they need to do?
And for those who use Muzz betting on number 2 here, this one's still alive as well, I believe, with this total score only totaling 24. But yeah, as you're saying, so Roosters, they're going to need to get the ball back and get it back quick. So yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do, but let's see.
Well, if I don't know how many of them you've been a part of, but I've definitely been part of 1 or 2 games that have been lost in these dying minutes. So, again, you never say die until the fat lady sings. And we've got a minute and a little bit left. Second tackle. Herben. Kaval. Holding that ball desperately. Third tackle. Over the 30. Rutherford. Berkeley. Flynn. Morrison gets through one. Almost gets around the others. At least over the 50. Fourth tackle. We're in our last minute. Wally Allen. Forced back. 40 tackle. This is where the Raiders, all the training makes it. You need to kick it and you need to stop this chase. And they've kicked it to Ethan Goodwin. Not who I would be kicking it to. But they stop him. And they hold him down. And that's it. That's game. Somehow from the jaws of defeat, the Raiders have just claimed victory.
Absolutely. I mean, they were down for the whole game, and then they rose in the 77th minute. 77th minute of this game, they've turned it on its head, and 14 points to 10. It keeps the hopes and dreams of the Cowboys alive for Spoon Bowl next week, as both teams will be entering on 6 points each.
And if we're looking at the stats here, those stats show how close this game is. Do you want to run us through those, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? As you mentioned, it shows that this game was a lot closer than the score may show. So 2 tries apiece. Obviously, the penalty goal from the earlier in the first half, proved pivotal. But the possession was 50% each. Completed sets, they both had 25 sets, but the completions were 22 to the Roosters, 20 to the Raiders. Errors were both around the 4-5-6 mark. 1 penalty each. Tackles was kind of where it split away. The Raiders did a lot more defense, a lot more tackling. 194 tackles versus the 177. Pretty much equal missed tackles and line breaks. So again, split across the park pretty even. As we now take a look at some of the individual stats, maybe we'll see a clearer picture of what happened.
And as we see there, Cody Mansour, 2 tries, the only try scorer there for the Roosters, 233 run meters, and a lot of that was him screaming off down that field. 15 tackles, 8 line breaks, 2 tries, and easily the best on field there for the Roosters tonight.
Yeah, definitely. As we now take a bit of a look at the Raiders stats, Riley Flynn obviously killing it at the back there, 248 run meters. 13 tackles at the back for a fullback, 5 line breaks, and those 2 tries. So he had a pretty outstanding performance. Jacob Morrison as well, a centre getting 189 run meters is something I've actually never seen in my tenure here in the SRL. He made 5 tackles, 4 line breaks. So again, a real solid performance. As we look down the rest of the line there, had Prakash, Herben, Evans, all over the 100 run meters, and Berkeley, Lomu, Lewis, Rutherford, Demando, kind of all kind of around that 80 to 100 mark, and Liam Schrodinger as well. So kind of a real team performance. Obviously, a couple of standouts there. The halves combining for over 450-ish run meters, kick meters, is also probably what helped them out a little bit there as well.
And looking forward to next week, as we've talked about before, the Roosters, they're up against the Cowboys. The Raiders, they're going to be playing host to the Sharks. So some absolutely tasty games next week. That's all from us tonight. Stay tuned for the blockbusting battle between the Tigers and the Titans, and 2 possible Muzz bets up for grabs. We'll see you next time.